Welcome to my channel World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The world of coin collecting is full of wonders, and among those wonders lies the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from the year 1937, a small coin with a big story. This little copper piece has captured the attention of collectors for decades, and today, we will uncover its history, its features, and why it can be worth a fortune. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, honoring the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of an allegorical figure, and the choice of Lincoln reflected his importance in American history. By 1937, the series was well established, and millions of pennies were minted that year. The 1937 penny belongs to the famous wheatback era, which lasted from 1909 to 1958. On the reverse side, you can see two wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, a simple but powerful design that gave this coin its nickname, the wheat penny. On the obverse, the profile of Abraham Lincoln stands tall. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait is so detailed that even tiny lines in Lincoln's hair can be seen clearly on well-preserved coins. Above Lincoln's head, the words, "In God We Trust," appear, and to the left, the word liberty. The year 1937 is struck boldly to the right. Millions of these pennies rolled out of the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Each mint mark tells a story: no mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. Collectors pay close attention to these marks, as the rarity and value can change depending on the mint. Though common in circulation at the time, what makes certain 1937 Lincoln Wheat pennies stand out is their condition, their strike, and sometimes even errors that occurred during minting. This is where history and rarity collide to create value beyond imagination. Some 1937 pennies were struck with unusual mistakes. Double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes are examples of errors that fascinate collectors. These errors are not just imperfections, they are treasures that set coins apart from the millions of ordinary cents. Condition is another critical factor. A penny that circulated heavily and shows scratches and wear may only be worth face value. But a coin that has survived for nearly 9 decades in pristine mint condition tells a very different story. The grading scale used by experts, from good to mint state, helps to determine this. Collectors dream of finding a 1937 penny in a grade such as MS 65 or higher. These coins look nearly flawless, with their copper luster shining as though freshly struck. The fewer marks, the higher the grade, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. But rarity is not only about condition. Some varieties of the 1937 penny are known for being exceptionally scarce. For instance, the 1937 D penny with certain repunched mint mark varieties is highly sought after. Finding one is like discovering a hidden gem in plain sight. The fascination with Lincoln Wheat pennies is deeply tied to nostalgia. These coins bring back memories of a time when a single cent could buy candy, and people valued every penny. Holding a 1937 wheat penny is like holding a piece of that history in your hand. Collectors also cherish the story behind each coin. Who held it? Where did it travel? How did it survive all these decades? A penny that passed through countless hands becomes a time capsule, linking generations together. In addition, the artistry of the wheat penny design continues to inspire admiration. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln remains one of the most enduring coin designs in U.S. history, and the wheat reverse captures the agricultural spirit of America during the early 20th century. By 1937, America was still recovering from the Great Depression, and every cent counted for ordinary families. This context makes the penny even more significant, because it was more than just currency, it was survival. Today, coin collectors search tirelessly for high-grade 1937 pennies. While ordinary circulated versions can be found for a small amount, the rarest examples can command staggering prices at auctions. The allure lies in the chance that one small coin, often overlooked in a drawer or passed down unknowingly, could turn out to be a collector's dream worth hundreds of thousands. Auction houses have recorded remarkable sales of 1937 Lincoln wheat pennies, especially those preserved in superb condition with unique varieties. Collectors from around the world bid fiercely to own these pieces of American history. Imagine discovering such a coin in your own collection. A penny that looks like just another old copper cent could be hiding incredible value if it's rare enough or well preserved. This is why so many people continue to check their change and search through coin rolls. The thrill of discovery is unmatched. It's not just about money, it's about connecting with history, with Lincoln's legacy, and with the artistry of American coinage. The 1937 penny embodies all of that. Coin experts recommend carefully examining old wheat pennies with magnification to check for details, mint marks, and any errors. Even the tiniest variation can make a huge difference in value. Preserving a coin properly is also vital. Keeping it in a protective holder, avoiding cleaning it, and storing it in a safe environment are all steps collectors take to ensure that value remains intact. The Lincoln wheat penny has a place in nearly every coin collection, but the 1937 version holds a special charm because of its age, history, and potential for rare varieties. Over the years, the penny has changed designs, with the wheat ears giving way to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and later to the Union Shield in 2010. But collectors always come back to the wheat pennies as the most nostalgic and beloved series. The 1937 penny represents a golden age for U.S. coinage, when artistry and history came together in copper. Every example of this coin tells its own story, whether it was saved in a collection or spent countless times before being rediscovered. It is no wonder that the demand for 1937 wheat pennies continues to grow. Each coin that surfaces on the market adds excitement, and each discovery fuels the passion of coin enthusiasts. This small coin proves that value does not depend on size. What matters is the story, the condition, the rarity, and the desire collectors have to preserve history. So, whenever you come across an old penny, especially one from 1937, take a close look. You might just be holding something far more valuable than its humble face value suggests, and for the rarest examples of the 1937 Lincoln wheat penny, their worth can climb to astonishing heights. In fact, one of these remarkable coins has been valued at an incredible $435,000. Top 2. The story of the Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most fascinating journeys in American coinage, and among the memorable dates in the series, the year 1940 stands out. This was a year when history, design, and rarity came together to create a coin that would later become a treasure for collectors around the world. When people think of pennies, they often picture something ordinary, but the Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny of 1940 is far from ordinary. It may be small in size, but the value it carries in the world of numismatics can be extraordinary. The Lincoln wheat penny series began in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln. By the time 1940 arrived, the wheat penny had already been circulating for 3 decades, becoming a familiar companion in the pockets of Americans. On the obverse of the 1940 penny, Lincoln's profile is carefully struck, capturing the strength and dignity of a leader who guided the nation through its most difficult times. Above him, the phrase, "In God we trust," reminds us of the country's faith. To the left of Lincoln, the word "Liberty" is engraved, while the date 1940 sits proudly to the right. On the reverse side, 2 wheat stalks curve gracefully around the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. Above these words, the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, ties the design to America's national identity. The United States Mint produced millions of Lincoln wheat pennies in 1940 across 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins had no mint mark, while Denver used a D and San Francisco an S. For collectors, these mint marks can make a big difference in rarity and value. While it is true that many 1940 pennies are common, the story changes when condition and special varieties are considered. Some examples remain in pristine condition, untouched by time, while others feature striking errors that make them truly rare. One of the fascinating aspects of 1940 pennies is the presence of double die errors. A double die happens when a misalignment during the striking process creates doubled images of letters or numbers on the coin. These varieties instantly attract collector interest. Another intriguing factor is the repunched mint mark, often called an RPM. On some Denver and San Francisco 1940 pennies, the mint mark was punched more than once, leaving small but visible doubling. To the trained eye, this tiny detail can mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a highly valuable one. Collectors also look at the luster of the coin. A 1940 penny that retains its original red copper shine is worth significantly more than one that has turned brown with age. The brilliance of a freshly struck coin tells a story of preservation and care. The 1940 penny also represents a period of change in America. As the world edged closer to World War II, the United States was preparing itself for the challenges ahead. Each penny minted in 1940 carries with it the echoes of that era. For many families, pennies were essential during those times. A cent could buy candy, newspapers, or small necessities. Holding a 1940 wheat penny is like holding a piece of that daily life, preserved across generations. The artistry of Brenner's design is another reason why these coins are treasured. Even decades later, collectors admire the attention to detail, from the wheat stalks on the reverse to the lifelike portrait of Lincoln on the obverse. Over the years, countless people have searched through jars of change, hoping to uncover a 1940 wheat penny that stands out. The thrill of discovery has made this coin one of the most beloved targets for both beginner and expert collectors. Grading services play an important role in determining the value of a 1940 penny. A coin in circulated condition may only be worth a few cents, but one graded as mint state with little to no wear can reach values that surprise even seasoned collectors. The top levels of grading, such as MS 67 or higher, are extremely rare for this coin. When examples of such quality surface, they are often sold at prestigious auctions where collectors compete to add them to their prized collections. The demand for 1940 pennies is also fueled by nostalgia. These coins take us back to a time when Abraham Lincoln's image had become a trusted symbol of strength, and the wheat design reminded people of America's agricultural roots. Stories circulate of lucky individuals who stumbled across rare 1940 pennies in old collections, passed down through family members who saved them unknowingly. These discoveries create excitement and inspire others to keep searching. The allure of coins like the 1940 penny lies not only in their beauty but also in the mystery of what might still be hidden out there, waiting to be found. Every collector dreams of holding that one coin that is worth far more than it appears. Proper care is essential for preserving the value of a 1940 penny. Collectors know never to clean a coin, as doing so can reduce its value drastically. Instead, they use protective holders to maintain the coin's natural surface and luster. Over time, the Lincoln wheat penny became one of the most recognized and cherished coins in American history. The 1940 issue stands as a classic piece, representing both everyday life and extraordinary potential value. While most 1940 pennies may not be rare, the exceptional ones continue to stun the collecting world with their high prices. Whether because of condition, error, or special variety, some of these coins reach heights that few could imagine. The charm of the wheat penny series lies in its accessibility. Anyone can start collecting, but only the most dedicated and lucky will uncover the rare treasures like the finest 1940 wheat pennies. Every time a 1940 penny comes up for sale at an auction, it draws attention. Collectors study the details carefully, and the bidding wars that follow show how much these coins are desired. For many, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a coin. It is a piece of art, a slice of history, and a reminder of America's resilience during uncertain times. And when the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand comes together, the value of a 1940 penny can reach incredible levels. Some examples have astonished collectors with their breathtaking prices. So, the next time you see a wheat penny from 1940, take a closer look. You may just be holding a piece of history worth far more than its face value, because the rarest examples of the 1940 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny have been known to command a value as high as $400,000. Top 3. The Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most beloved coins in American history, and the 1945 issue carries with it a story of war, victory, and the strength of a nation. Though it may seem like just a small copper coin, it is in fact a piece of living history that continues to fascinate collectors to this very day. The year 1945 was unforgettable. It was the year when World War II finally came to an end, and America emerged as a powerful force on the global stage. Millions of pennies were struck that year, quietly circulating while great events reshaped the world. On the obverse of the coin is the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His face, strong and determined, had by then become a permanent fixture on U.S. coinage since its first appearance in 1909. Above Lincoln's head sits the phrase, "In God We Trust," a motto that took on even deeper meaning during the wartime years. To the left of the portrait is the word "Liberty," while the year 1945 is boldly displayed to the right. The reverse design is just as iconic. Two wheat stalks, curved gracefully, frame the inscriptions, 1 cent and United States of America. Above them, the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, is struck, translating to, out of many, one. 3 mints produced the 1945 penny, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins bear a D, and San Francisco coins show an S. Each mint mark has its own desirability among collectors. Although millions of 1945 pennies were minted, rarity is not just about how many were made. It is about how many survived in exceptional condition, and how many were struck with unusual varieties or minting errors. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting 1945 pennies is discovering doubled dies. These varieties occur when a coin is struck with a misaligned die, creating doubled images of the date or lettering. Such errors are prized by collectors. Another variety comes from repunched mint marks. In 1945, the Denver and San Francisco mints sometimes punched their mint marks more than once, creating a shadow-like doubling that fascinates specialists. Errors like off-center strikes also add charm to this coin. Each error makes the penny unique and more valuable, because these were rare mistakes that slipped through the minting process. Condition is everything when it comes to value. A coin that passed through countless hands and shows heavy wear may be worth only its face value. But one that has survived untouched, still gleaming with red copper brilliance, can be worth a fortune. Grading companies use a scale from good to mint state 70 to evaluate coins. For the 1945 penny, finding examples in mint state grades, especially those with red luster, is the dream of every collector. The highest graded coins display sharp details, no scratches, and a glowing surface that looks almost brand new despite being more than 70 years old. These are the coins that make headlines at auctions. Beyond rarity and condition, the 1945 penny carries emotional value. It is tied to the year the war ended, when soldiers returned home and America looked ahead with hope. Owning such a coin connects collectors to that powerful moment in time. Collectors often imagine who may have held these pennies back in 1945. Was it a soldier buying his first meal home from war? Was it a child spending a cent on candy? Each coin tells a silent story. The artistry of Brenner's design only adds to its appeal. His portrait of Lincoln is regarded as one of the finest ever struck on U.S. coins, and the wheat reverse is loved for its simple elegance and connection to American roots. The wheat penny series lasted until 1958, but the 1945 issue remains one of the most interesting because of its historical significance. It is more than money. It is a symbol of America's resilience. For many collectors, the thrill lies in searching through old jars, rolls of pennies, or inherited boxes of coins, hoping to uncover a rare 1945 piece. This search is what makes coin collecting both exciting and rewarding. Auction houses have witnessed fierce bidding wars when rare 1945 pennies in top condition come to market. Prices climb quickly as collectors compete to own a piece of numismatic history. The demand for these coins shows no sign of fading. Each discovery reignites interest, and each high sale price inspires more people to look more closely at their coins. Even beginner collectors are drawn to the 1945 penny. It is affordable in lower grades, yet it offers the potential for extraordinary value in the rarest examples. Advanced collectors, on the other hand, pursue the finest grades and the rarest varieties, knowing that these are the coins that bring prestige and excitement to their collections. Proper preservation is essential. Collectors use protective holders, cases, and albums to keep their 1945 pennies safe, knowing that even the smallest scratch could reduce value dramatically. These coins are often described as small time capsules. Holding one is like holding a piece of America's story, a reminder of a year when the world changed forever. The wheat penny is more than a coin, it is a connection across generations. The 1945 issue especially links us to an era of hope, strength, and rebuilding. As one of the most memorable years of the series, the 1945 penny continues to inspire collectors with its combination of history, beauty, and potential value, and while many 1945 pennies remain ordinary, the rarest examples have commanded prices that few could have imagined for such a small coin. Because the most exceptional examples of the 1945 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny have been valued at an astonishing $375,000. The Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most collected coins in American history, and among its many memorable years, the 1948 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny holds a special place. At first glance, it might look like just another copper coin, but the truth is that it hides remarkable stories, rich history, and even the possibility of immense value. The year 1948 came right after World War II, a time when the United States was entering a period of growth and recovery. Pennies minted during this era were part of daily life, passing through the hands of millions of Americans who were rebuilding their futures. The obverse side of the coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait had already become iconic by the 1940s, and in 1948, it continued to remind people of Lincoln's strength, vision, and leadership. The reverse side of the 1948 penny carries the classic wheat stalk design. Two graceful stalks of wheat frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, while the motto, E pluribus unum, sits proudly above. This design connected the coin to the agricultural foundation of the nation. The 1948 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, those from Denver carry a small D, and the San Francisco pieces bear an S. Each variety has its own level of rarity. Millions of 1948 pennies were produced, making the date fairly common in circulation at the time. But as years passed, many were worn down through use, while others were lost or damaged. This makes high-quality examples much harder to find today. Collectors pay special attention to mint state coins, which are pennies that were never used and still shine with their original copper luster. A 1948 penny in red mint condition is a breathtaking sight, glowing with brilliance even after decades. Errors and varieties also add excitement to this coin. Some 1948 pennies feature doubled dies, where letters or numbers appear doubled because of mistakes in the striking process. These errors make the coins rare and highly desirable. Repunched mint marks, especially on Denver and San Francisco issues, are another variety to look out for. They occur when the mint mark was stamped more than once, leaving small but noticeable doubling under magnification. Collectors know that condition makes all the difference. A 1948 penny in average circulated condition may be worth very little, but one that has survived in perfect mint state can reach staggering levels of value. The grading system, from good to mint state 70, is used to judge a coin's condition. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin becomes. For the 1948 penny, grades above MS 66 are especially hard to find and command huge premiums. Another reason this penny is cherished is the story it tells of post-war America. Each coin is a tiny time capsule, connecting collectors to the lives of people who lived in that era of hope and growth. Lincoln's portrait is another aspect of this coin's lasting appeal. His image on the obverse has remained on the penny for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. The 1948 issue continues that tradition beautifully. The wheat stalk design also carries nostalgia. It symbolizes a simpler time, when America's strength was tied to its farms and hard work. Collectors see in the wheat pennies a reminder of the nation's roots. For many collectors, discovering a rare 1948 penny is a dream come true. Old jars of coins, inherited collections, or forgotten boxes sometimes hold treasures waiting to be found. The thrill of such discoveries never fades. Auction houses have seen incredible demand for rare 1948 pennies. When coins in nearly flawless condition come up for bidding, collectors from around the world compete fiercely to add them to their collections. The excitement comes not just from money but from the idea of preserving history. Each penny carries a piece of the past, linking us to people and stories from more than 7 decades ago. Collectors often describe holding a 1948 wheat penny as holding a piece of art. The craftsmanship of Brenner's design, combined with the patina of age, creates a beauty that transcends its small size. Even though millions of pennies were made, only a tiny fraction remain in pristine condition today. That scarcity drives value and ensures that the best 1948 coins will always be in demand. People who saved these pennies without ever realizing their potential created treasures for future generations. A coin tucked away in a drawer in 1948 may today be worth a fortune. Proper storage is key to preserving the value of a 1948 penny. Collectors use protective holders, albums, or cases to keep their coins safe from scratches, dirt, or chemical reactions that could dull the shine. The 1948 penny is also a favorite for beginners in coin collecting. It is accessible, yet it carries the potential for incredible surprises, making it an exciting starting point for new enthusiasts. At the same time, seasoned collectors continue to pursue the rarest varieties and highest grade examples. This blend of accessibility and rarity makes the 1948 penny truly special. Every time a 1948 penny in superb condition surfaces, it sparks new interest and enthusiasm in the coin community. Collectors know that opportunities to own such treasures do not come often. The Wheat Penny series ended in 1958, replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, but the earlier coins like the 1948 issue remain the most beloved by collectors for their charm and history. This little coin is a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold enormous value, both financially and historically. A penny that once bought candy can now be worth far more than anyone in 1948 could have imagined. For collectors, the chase never ends. The 1948 penny remains a target of fascination, a link to the past, and a symbol of the surprises hidden in the world of numismatics. And while most 1948 pennies may be ordinary, the rarest and finest examples have reached astounding levels of value in the collecting world. Because the most exceptional 1948 Lincoln 1-cent Wheat Penny has been valued at an extraordinary $315,000.